Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy, Pokemaster here, and today we're going to be doing my Week 3 and Week 4 battles for PMC. So, as you can tell, I didn't upload PMC last week. I was extremely sick the week it was supposed to go up, so I didn't have any energy to record it. And then this week I was super busy, so I couldn't record it and upload it this week, so I'm going to be doing both battles in the same video at the same time, so that just means an extra long video for you guys, so... As you can see, he brought Mega Beedrill, Rotom-Mow, Mamoswine, Araquanid, Como-O, and Tornadus Incarnate. His full team consists of a Necrozma with Z moves, Mega Beedrill, Tapu Fini, Mamoswine, Fortress, Como-O, Rotom-Mow that has Z moves, Araquanid, Pyroar, Tornadus Incarnate, and Hawlucha. So, as you can tell, that's probably about the 6 you would expect. I have expected Tapu Fini since that prevented my Zygarde from just going straight in and just clicking Outrageous, and since he didn't bring Fortress, I can just click Outrageous here too, so I'm just gonna say, so let me go over my team. So I'm bringing 4 attacks, expert belt, speed raising Nihilego, physically defensive Melodic with Scald Recover, Mirror Coat, Magic Coat. Magic Coat was because it's pretty easy for the Fortress to set up hazards against my Melodic, so I thought Magic Coat would be a good bring to bounce it back, or if I wanted to bounce back, Sticky Webs. Just a 4 attacks, Tapu Koko, Thunderbolt, U-Turn, Dazzling Wing, Grass Knot. Then we got Choice Bane Zygarde because he has no switching to 1,000 Arrows, Extreme Speed, Outrage, and Stone Edge. Then I have a physically defensive Hitmontop with Rapid Spin, Fake Out, Stone Edge, High Jump Kick, just a basic set. Then I have a Alolan Raichu with an expert belt with Thunderbolt, Psychic, Grass Knot, Agility. Agility of Tapu Koko was already down, and I needed to get speed, so I didn't have another move I needed, and I didn't feel like running Nasty Plot, so yep, I thought that was best choice. So in this battle, I decided to lead off with my Zygarde since he had no literal switch into this thing. It just 1 to 2 shot everything, depending on the move, so as you see, I lead my Zygarde as he leaves his Mega Beedrill. Depending on his investment, Extreme Speed could kill here, but I figured he'll probably switch out like Hard Switch instead of U-Turn, so I just went for Outrage. But instead, he just went for the hard U-Turn, probably predicting like not Choice Band set. So he goes for U-Turn here and does around half, which is standard set. So, but I just clicked Outrage here as he goes into his Araquanid, and I get the Outrage off, and it goes pop, almost kills this thing. So I'm locked into Outrage. So as you can see, I'm going to get the first kill of the match, turn 3 actually, with my Zygarde, so Araquanid is now gone. As you can see, I get the confusion, but a few more turns in, we disconnected, so we had to recreate, and I was locked, and I didn't get the confusion, so I had to stay in, so yep, so he just kills my Zygarde with his Mamoswine. Oh, wrong thing there. Okay, so yeah, if we would not have got the disconnect, I wouldn't have got confused, so I would be locked in, but so we had to recreate it as before, so I bring out Melodic because it's a great Mamoswine counter. I didn't know what item he was yet, so I just go for Scald. I think originally I got the burn here, but I decided it doesn't matter, so he goes for Volt Switch, as I predicted, so I go for Mirror Coat just to get a clean KO on anything that comes in, since he doesn't have a Dark type, so he goes into his Como-O as I go for Mirror Coat, and as you can tell, Melodic just straight clean KOs. And that really sets it for the rest of the match that he's going to have trouble breaking through this Melodic outside of Rotom-Mow or Tornadus, depending on the set, so my Melodic was weakened enough to where I didn't want to risk a Volt Switch, so I just go into Hitmontop, which I felt like it didn't do much else this match, so As he goes for light screen, which I didn't really expect a light screen set, like dual screen, so I just go for fake out here so I can get rid of one turn of the light screen. And here he goes for the volt switch, and I actually misclicked this turn during the first match and clicked stone edge instead of high jump kick, but it actually comes in to help as since I go for stone edge here, it breaks his Charty Berry. Because before, because I'd actually misclicked in the first battle and hit it, and I was like, yes. So he goes for Tailwind here, but I just go for another Stone Edge. So I actually hit 4 in a row because I hit the first 2 in the first battle. So imagine hitting 4 Stone Edges in a row. So he goes for knockoff here and gets a crit, but the Rocky helmet damage kills him. So, but here I actually went for the high jump kick, and I was extremely scared I'd take the recoil damage. But apparently, if there's nothing there, I don't take the miss recoil. So he just goes into his Mammoth Swan and clicks Earthquake. And I didn't really have a switch in for this, so my Hitmon top is dead. I'm trying to find it on the layout here. So I just go into Grace because I can recover up on this thing. He can't one-shot me with anything. And I didn't know what item he was yet because Earthquakes, with that damage, it still could have been like Choice Scarf since he didn't take the Intimidate. So basically, I'm up to full with my Melodic. He brings in his Rotom-Mow. I don't think he'll stay in. Tailwind goes away this turn, so I switch out into my Nihilego because he can't kill me with anything. As he goes for, I think, a Volt Switch, or no, he goes for Reflect. I don't know why. I had nothing physical left on my team, unless if he was predicting a physically offensive Coco. So he switches out his Rotom-Mows. I go for, I think, Sledge Wave, and he goes into his Mega Beedrill. I was this close to clicking Power Gem there. So as you can see, I clicked Sledge Bomb, and it does around like 30%. So I knew he would probably predict me to go back out into Melodic on a predicted drill run, so I just stayed in here and go for what I believe. Yeah, he goes out into his Mamoswine as I go for a Power Gem here. So that does over half, and I was figuring he wouldn't be Choice Scarf with Tailwind. So here I just stay in and go for another Power Gem because it did a lot to everything on his team. That brings him down. I know he's not Choice Scarf, so I go for the Power Gem here, and it kills him. So I get the speed raised here. So that's run him down. And here he goes into his Mamoswine. If he's Choice Band Ice Shard, it has a chance to kill, and that's what he ends up being, a Choice Band. And as you can see, I live on 1. See, that blew my mind when it happened. That basically locked up the game. If he would have killed me, I think I still would have won with Melodic. But it just helped my differential out a little, and it hurt his a lot. So, only thing left he has is Mega Beedrill, but I'm faster than it with the +2. So, I just go for Power Gem, and I get another kill with Nihilego. So, in Nihilego's first game, it gets 3 kills, which is insane. So, we are now 1-2 plus 1-2 minus something still, I think. Because we lost the first game 4-0. And we lost the first game 1-0. And I think the second game against current 4-0. Let me look at the doc here. Yeah, I lost 4-0 against Kurt. So now that just won 4-0. I'm 1-2 minus 1. Which definitely isn't that bad considering I was losing before. So now I have at least 1 win. I also forgot to mention that the coach of the Los Angeles Spark Surfers is my good friend Mike. He's another Pokemaster like me. He's the Pokemaster Mike. He's also my dad that locks me up in the attic. Not really, but he never wants to admit that. So, in a minute, I'll take you to the next battle. And we are here with the week 4 battle. So, his team is... So, my opponent is the Renu Raikus, coached by Kohanks, but he was a replacement for Aaron 2420, I think, but since he didn't have time for the league. But after this battle, Cole Hanks dropped the league because he didn't see a point in keeping a 0-4 team that couldn't make playoffs. So kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, I've known Cole Hanks for a while. He's a pretty good battler. He's a cool dude. So at least I got to battle him for. At least I got to be his one battle. So his team consists of Z Ribombi, Kartana, Z, Salamence, Scrafty, Rotom Wash, Donphan, Blissey, Cresselia, Moltres, Mega Diancie, and Weezing. So as you can see, I'm bringing my Zygarde, Melodic, Mega Absol, Tapu Koko, Escavalier, and Hitmontop. So I'm bringing a 4 attack mixed Mega Absol with Iron Tail, Knockoff, Flamethrower, Ice Beam. Hits the majority of his team really hard. Nothing really wants to take a knockoff, and if it does, to okay, sorry, I kind of blanked out there. Anything that wants to take a decent amount of knockoff, it'll take. It doesn't want to take a like Mega Diancie will want to take a knockoff, but it doesn't want to take an Iron Tail. Kartana doesn't care to take a knockoff, but it doesn't want to take a Flamethrower. And Salamence doesn't care about knockoff, but it doesn't want to take Ice Beam. So Mega Absol looks pretty good this match as a breaker. Tapu Koko 3 attacks and taunt with Thunderbolt, U-turn, D-Gleam. This is my automatic lead if I see Ribombi in the matchup, so I can taunt it or Thunderbolt or whatever I'm feeling like in the moment, because if he sees lead Koko against his Ribombi, he'll probably think taunt and switch out. So yeah. Now I have a cool Zygarde set that has enough, that's physically okay, so it has 252 HP, then enough speed to I think outspeed Ribombi at +1, and it has substitute Dragon Dance, Coil, Thousand Arrows with the Roselli Berry. If I can get this thing set up, this thing can just win. I can set up on the Donphan, the Kartana, Salamence, depending on the set, because he might not bring yeah, it probably can't set up on Salamence, but you never know. Cresselia without Ice Beam, so this is going to be a really cool Zygarde set, and I was hoping it would put in work. An Assault Vest, Excavalier with Mega Horn, X Scissor, Iron Head, and Knockoff, with enough HP and defense investment to take 2 non-attack Diamond Storms, I believe. Then I threw the rest into attack. So now I have my usual physically defensive Melodic with Scald, Recover, Toxic, Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat, I can't remember what it was for, but it was just for more cool factor than anything. It was for the Rotom Wash Volt Switch, kind of like how I did the Rotom Mel Volt Switch in week 3. And now I have him on top with physically defensive again with Bullet Punch, Rapid Spin, close combat, and Toxic. Just another way to deal with Kartana and Salamence. So going into the battle, like I said, I'm gonna lead my Tapu Koko, so I can get the taunt off on the Ribombi if it leads. And if he leads the Donphan, I'll just go for U-turn because I don't want to risk Earthquake. So he ends up leading his Ribombi, which isn't surprising. And for some reason, this thing was in Tier 5, which was insane. So that's why it's called Tier 5 power. So here, I just clicked Thunderbolt. Probably a misplay. I should have just gone for the taunt, but you know. So I go for Thunderbolts here. So very unfortunate since can't hit the Donphan. So I just go for U-turn this turn. And I go into my Melodic, but that was a misplay because as you see, I go into my Melodic, but he ends up clicking Knockoff, so I don't get my Flame Orb, so I'm not very physically defensive anymore. Like, I still am, but I can't take the hits very well, so here, I believe I stay in, yes, I stay in and go for the Toxic, because I knew he wouldn't want to take a Scald. So, now the Cresselia is Toxic, which is really good. Now that thing's on a timer, and if it's like a setup set, can't stall me out. So here, he just switches out as I go for a Scald, I believe. I can't remember exactly what I go for. Actually, I switch out. and their Cresselia is faster than me, so that's something to take into note. So, and I go into my what's this thing called, Excavalier. So he goes for Earthquake, and it does a little. I can't remember if it was under or over. It does a little under half. So, because I just go for knockoff to scout what kind of item this thing is. So it's Assault Vest. So that shows that my what's it called, Zygarde can 100% set up on this because he can't have Roar to send me out. So I just go for Mega Horn here. He goes for knockoff and knocks off my Assault Vest. That's completely fine. So he just goes for another Earthquake and it kills my Excavalier, which I really did want, since it means I can just go straight up into my Zygarde and and just start setting up all over this thing. So I just go into my Zygarde, and I can't remember the exact turn I hit everything. So here he goes for Ice Shard, predicting me to try to want to kill him. So, but I just go for a Coil, so I can set up a sub, and he can't break my sub after +1. So I believe I go for a sub here. Yes, I do. And he goes for knockoff to knockoff. He doesn't know what item I am. So here, I just go. He goes for the Ice Shard, which was a good play, knowing that he could break the sub. So sorry, my throat's starting to hurt a little bit. So I just went for another Coil. And here I should have just killed him since I still have the Roselli Berry. I can still take one hit from the Ribombee. But instead I go for the Dragon Dance so I can outspeed the Ribombee, but there really wasn't a point in doing that, so he just goes for the knockoff and takes off my Roselli Berry. So, as you can see, he goes for an Ice Shard here, and I was thinking in my head, Ice Shard shouldn't do enough to where I can't sub, but then it ends up doing that, so that was a waste of a turn, as he goes for Ice Shard. And I live on 15, so I just killed the Donphan with the Zygarde. So, and it ends up helping him out more than it does me, but Donphan was a big problem this match, so I was fine with it. Here he goes on to Ribombee because he knows he can live one hit, so I go for 1,000 Arrows here since it's my only attacking move. And it does around 75%, so I'm wishing I would have brought Stealth Rocks because I'm pretty sure Zygarde would have just swept at that point if I had it up. So, but as you can see, he goes for Moonblast and takes out my Zygarde. So I go out in my Tapu Koko, and since Donphan is dead, Thunderbolt's just freely spammable against the rest of his team. So he switches out and goes into his Diancie. As I just go for Thunderbolt. So as I go for Thunderbolt, it does around half. It does a little more than half, but in this 100% kill, since after Mega Evolution it does lose its bulk. So as you can see, I go for another Thunderbolt here, and I kill the Mega Diancie, which is really great. It means I don't have to risk the Iron Tails with Mega Absol anymore. So he brings in Kartana, and I'm predicting he's Scarf, but I know I have enough HP to live any one move. I just go for Thunderbolt, and he lives on one without that Focus Sash, which is crazy. So he just goes for Leaf Blade there, and I was like, that's cool. I'm just getting another kill with my Tapu Koko. So as you can see, Kartana's dead here. It's now 4-3, and the really Tapu Koko did its work, so I'm fine with sacking. Don't want to sack it off, but I'm fine with it. But he brings in Salamence and shows that he's Moxie, and my Hitmontop was my best answer to this. I'm predicting he's Choice Scarf so I can get a kill. But as you can see, he goes for Earthquake here. He goes for Dragon Dance here, which is really crazy, thinking that he was fine with just sacking off his Salamence if I would have left my Koko in. So he switches out and goes into his Cresselia, as I go for Fake Out, I believe. Nope, I went for Toxic because just to whittle it down, which is a good play, but you know. So here I just go into Absol. It doesn't really do much else this match. as he goes for his Toxic of himself, which is fine because Toxic doesn't do much to me. So, so I take the Toxic damage, and he does too. So he's starting to get weaker. He's around 75%. So I just stay in and knock off. I was like 99% sure he'd be Cobra Berry, but I could kill after the knockoff damage and the Toxic. So I just go for knockoff, and you see the Cobra Berry. It was pretty obvious. And as you see, he goes for the Moonblast, so I I knew I was gonna live because without setup, Cresselia has a terrible special attack. So I just go for the knockoff here again because nothing wants to come in and take it. So Mega Absol kills the Cresselia. The Cresselia kills the Mega Absol with Toxic damage. So Mega Absol couldn't do anything else this match, so I'm fine with it. Since Ribombi would just come in and kill it. So I go to Tapu Koko because it kills everything. I'm 99% sure that that the Ribombi isn't a what's it called? I don't know. I'm just being stupid, but Scarf. That's what it was. So here I just go for the Thunderbolts. If he wants to kill me, fine. I have Fake Out with my Hitmontop, but instead he goes for the Dragon Dance here, and I knew I won at this point because I have Fake Out and I have Bullet Punch on my Hitmontop. So, but he switches out here. He thought I was gonna switch out, thinking I wouldn't want to kill my Coco, but I had a Bullet Punch that could kill both of these. So, Ribombi is now dead. Let me find it. So, Ribombi, and here he goes in the Salamence, and I just kill it since I know he's not Choice Scarfed. So, I am now 2-2 in PMC, and I'm starting to pick up, but I'm not really liking building with my team. And I looked at some future matchups, and I feel like I need to make some changes, so I did. So let me just pull it up real quick. I dropped Mega Absol, Nihilego, Hitmontop, and Alolan Raichu. Nihilego put in a lot of work week 3, but looking at the future matchups, I'm facing a lot of Steel types that it can't beat. And it looks like it'll have to be Choice Scarf for those matches, so I felt like it was fine to drop it. Mega Absol, I didn't really like. It didn't really help. It wasn't really beneficial to my team, so I got Mega Pidgeot. Gives me another special attacker, better speed healer, gives me a defogger, and it has a spammable move in Earth and Hurricane, like how Mega Absol had in knockoff. So I'm excited to use that. Nihilego is being replaced by Heracross. I wanted a better fighting type outside of Hitmontop, and I dropped Hitmontop, so I wanted a fighting type actually. Gives me another good Choice Scarfer because right now I have nothing that wants to run Choice Scarf every week, but Heracross will do that. And that's what its best set is basically is Choice Scarf, so I felt like it's a good change to the team. I know I have another bug in Escavalier, but I feel like Melodic would take the fire type hits well enough, so I feel like it was fine. I'm also grabbed Kamala since I wanted to get a rapid spinner that replaced Hitmontop. Kamala gives me decent wish support. Not the greatest mon, but for tier 4 it's not bad. And since I dropped Alolan Raichu, I wanted another Alolan mon, and I wanted a poison and dark type, so I didn't really want an Alolan mon, but poison and dark type was something I really needed, and Muk fit that role perfectly because I didn't want toxic spikes being set up, and I didn't want psychic spam against me. So yeah, so now my team is Tapu Koko, Zygarde 50, Heracross, Serena, Melodic, Uxie, Komala, Escavalier, Piloswine, Alolan Muck, and Mega Pidgeot. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also forgot to mention that I hit 100 subscribers over this week, so thank you all for that. I couldn't have done it without any of you for sitting here and watching my videos, liking and commenting, making this channel active with me, so thank you for that. And for a 100 subscriber special, I'm going to be doing a question and answer where the questions So you can send them on here, on Discord, and on Twitter. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna be answering every question that I get. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.